So today we're going to look at something really different. It's this design document that flips social media on its head. It asks, what if our social networks weren't just products, but were actually more like a mythic journey? Let's dive into what's called the Xcrol Quest.
Right off the bat, the whole experience starts with this line from a narrator named Pater Familis, who's called the Keeper of the Map. You can tell immediately this isn't going to be about endless scrolling. The tone is just different. It's about intention.
And this really gets to the heart of it all. It's asking us a question. Think about your social feed right now. It's like this raging ocean of algorithms, right? This whole design philosophy is a challenge to that. It's asking, hey, is there a quieter, more meaningful way to connect with people?
So you might be wondering, how do they even pull this off? Well, the first book idea is to completely rethink what a social network is even for. This isn't about adding a bunch of new features. No, it's about using a story to guide us, to kind of change our habits naturally. It teaches you how to use the whole thing without a single annoying pop-up tutorial. And that's the mission, right there in a nutshell. That narrator, Pater Familias, he presents this whole thing as a map. It's like it was made for anyone who feels totally lost in all the online noise and just wants to find their way back to the people and conversations that actually, matter.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But what's really cool is seeing how it actually works. The user's journey, or their quest, as they call it, kicks off with the main feed. And it's not just a feed, it's called the river. I mean, just listen to how they describe it. No currents bend it. No hidden hands reorder it. Wow. That's not just some flowery language, right? That's a straight-up promise to you, the user. It's a promise of transparency, that what you see is what you get. So what does that actually mean? The river is basically their metaphor for a feed that is 100% chronological. See what they're doing? They're using this kind of fantasy language to explain a technical feature, but it makes it feel so much more natural and values-driven. The whole point is truth and timeliness.
And to make sure this whole philosophy sticks, there are some really clear rules. You get one post a day. That's it. There's a character limit, and get this, no algorithms, no ads, period. The document has this great line, meaning drowns when words are endless. So all these limits, they're actually designed to cut through the noise and make every single thing you post feel more intentional.
All right, so after the public space of the river, the journey takes you into more personal, private spaces. And this is where the goal really shifts. It's about getting us to stop thinking about collecting an audience and start thinking about connecting with companions.
And that's where we meet the brook. The name itself is perfect, right? You just picture this small, quiet stream branching off from the big river. It immediately tells you what it's for, a quieter, more private way to connect. So in real-world terms, the brook is just for one-on-one chats. It's built to be a space where you don't have to deal with all that performance anxiety we get from social media. There are no public likes, no follower accounts to worry about. It's just a direct, private connection between two people. Then you've got the forest. This is where you manage all those connections. And again, the language here is so important. You're not adding friends or growing your network. You're gathering your people. That one little change in phrasing totally shifts the focus to being intentional, rather than just collecting as many contacts as possible. Okay, and this is where the design gets really smart and nuanced. It gets that not all friendships are the same. So instead of just one big friends list, you have these circles of trust. You can set someone as a close friend, family, a buddy. You can even have a secret enemy, which is a wild but brilliant way to manage those difficult relationships using decoys. Trust isn't just a button you click, it's something you actually design and configure yourself. All of this leads to this huge fourth concept, which is really about putting you back in the driver's seat. It's all about user control. The whole system is designed to make you the map maker of your own identity and your place in this digital world.
There's this one line that just nails it for me. It says, the magic of Xcrol is not exposure, it is precision. And that idea is the absolute core of how your profile works, which, by the way, they call the tree.
So how does this work in practice? Well, your profile is the tree, and you get to decide who sees every single branch. For example, maybe you only want your family circle to see your birthday. And maybe you only want your buddy circle to see what city you live in. Strangers? They see nothing. Your identity suddenly becomes contextual, which is exactly how it works in the real world.
And this whole design isn't just meant to keep you glued to your screen. It actually has a feature called The World that uses this map concept to encourage real-life meetups. You can see where your friends are, or even find a place to crash when you're traveling. It's all about taking these digital connections and bringing them into the real, tangible world.
Okay, so finally, let's get down to the bedrock. What are the foundational principles that hold this entire world together? What's really running underneath this whole map?
They call these core principles the strata. Think of them as the unseen ethical and technical promises that the entire platform is built on top of.
And this really lays out the difference, doesn't it? It's night and day. On one side, you've got the old way we're all used to. Algorithms deciding what you see, unseen companies selling your data, and you're the product. But then you have the Xcrol way. No algorithmic feed, your data is yours, and the whole thing only grows if you consent. It's a direct answer to all those anxieties we talked about at the very beginning.
And this final thought from our guide, Pater Familias, is just so powerful. It's this beautiful reminder that a social network isn't really about the code, it's about the community. The real value isn't in the platform itself, but in the people who actually choose to walk its paths together.
So that really leaves us with a big question to chew on. And it's not just about this one design, but about all the technology we use every day. If our apps really are quests, then what are they actually asking us to go out and find? Is it attention? Is it genuine connection? Or something else? It's a really powerful way to look at the entire digital world we live in.